Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Here I want to explain about our materials for today, that is how to describe a chart or graph or a table. So previously I think that you have learned about numbers, right? Uh, because the continuations of the numbers, now we have how to describe chart or graph or table. We will use these materials as the additional materials or one of our main important materials for. Next one is here are the outline planned for describing your graph. So the first one is you must describe about the topic sentence describing what the data displayed as a table, graph, or chart is about. So the topic sentence will be the title. What do you think of the title of the graph should be? The next one is the general statements about the data. The general statements means what is your opinions when you see or when you look at the graph or the table at a glance. Jadi sekilas itu kelihatannya trendsnya seperti apa. So what overall trends can you see from the graph? Next one is the detailed statement about the data. So what do you think about the detail, yeah, from the x and the y bar of the graph? So here you need to focus on the details that are relevant for your descriptions or for your essay. Um, the next one is the conclusions. Yeah, what is your conclusions about the graph or the table? So you can say, for example, one sentence which sum up what this data tells us or why it is important to your argument. So, satu kalimat sebagai kesimpulan di situ menunjukkan bahwa opini kalian terhadap data yang ada ini, kesimpulannya dari pertama sampai akhir itu bagaimana. Okay? The next one is, here is the important information about selecting the details that you will use for the descriptions of your graph. The first one is, please describe the whole graph fully. Deskripsikan grafiknya itu secara penuh dari awal sampai akhir. Ada titik apa itu disebutkan masing-masing satu persatu. Oke? Okay? Doesn't mean note every detail, ya, tidak harus yang satu detail, setiap titik satu detail, tidak seperti itu. Bisa jadi 2, 3 itu kesimpulannya range-nya dari berapa sampai berapa, lalu trennya seperti apa. And do not include too much information, yeah, because you need to make a very precise and detailed conclusions, but not too details. Get it? The next one is, do not include too much information. Next is summarize by dividing into its main parts. I think that you can see from the table that is, the first one is, for example, you can see, oh, there are some parts of the trends. For example, this is the first trend, and then this is the second trend during the certain period. And what about the next period? Okay, and then the next one is start describing the trends, yeah, based on your own opinion. The next one is identifying the what the graph is about. Please have a look at this table. You have the title that is London Underground Stations Passengers. So you have the title. You have 4 words in the title. The first one is London, and then underground, next one stations, and passengers. So the main noun here is passengers. So It means that this graph is telling you about the number of passengers. So here is the number of the passengers during the day. How can you know that it is during the day? Because we have this one, the time started from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. What do you think about the trends of the numbers of passengers? So the first one is the keywords is London Underground. So it means kereta bawah tanah di London. And then it tells about the numbers of passengers or people. Next one is the conclusions from reading or looking at this graph at a glance is traveling or using the underground during the day because we have numbers and then time. Okay, get it? Next one. Please put together, what do you know from the previous slide into the topic sentence. Here are the examples. The first one is you can say the graph shows the fluctuations. Kenapa kok di sini ada fluctuation? Karena tadi ada naik turunnya kan? Oke, naik turunnya dalam hal apa? The number of people. People means passengers, right? And then where is it? London Underground stations. And then when? So over the course of a day. So you have this one. So remember that your topic sentence must contain WH questions. Yeah. So for example, this one is what, and then the number is also what, and then what number? People. So this one is who. Okay. And then London Underground. It is where, because we talk about the place, like because we have stations here. Next one is the course of the day, so it is when. Get it? Oh, sorry. Next one, you can have also the second alternative for the topic sentence. That is, this graph shows the number of passengers traveling on the London Underground during the day. What is the difference? Bedanya adalah kalau misalnya di awal yang di bagian pertama tadi ada kata fluctuations. Kalau di sini dia netral ya, dia nggak menunjukkan apapun. Trennya seperti apa? Enggak. Ini hanya murni topik. Oke. Okay? If in the first one you have topic plus trends. Next one is the graph illustrate passengers number using the London Underground during the course of the day. This one is also very neutral because there is no trends. It only talks about the topic. Okay. Next one is it will be your own choice. Yeah, whether you want to use which one of topic sentence that you prefer. But I think that the most important thing, the most complete one will be the best one, right? So I hope that you can say in the final exam for the speaking test that is topic plus trend. Get it? Next one. So this one is the vocabulary that you can use to describe the increase or the decrease of the trends in the tables and the charts. So the first one is you have go up, naik, atau go down, turun. Okay, the first one is you can say increase, right? I think that this is the most common words that you can use for describing the go up. Pokoknya kalau naik pasti increase gitu kan ya. Oke, okay? Kalau misalnya turun, kita bisa mengatakan itu adalah fall. Fall itu adalah jatuh. Kalau misalnya ada in certain periods, you can say there is a significant decrease So that you can say fall. Kalau misalnya lumayan ya jatuhnya itu berarti fall. Okay. Lalu the next one is you can also say climb. Climb is for the go up. Okay. So, kalau misalnya dia itu turunnya itu naiknya itu signifikan, berarti itu adalah climb. Oke. Di sini berarti increase itu kalau misalnya turun menjadi decrease. Get it? Lalu kalau misalnya naiknya itu lumayan signifikan berarti climb, kalau turunnya signifikan berarti itu fall. Get it? Next. Selanjutnya adalah kita punya grow. Kalau misalnya di situ ada kata grow, berarti dia itu naiknya perlahan. Bedanya sama climb apa, Bu? Kalau climb itu dari rendah langsung ke tinggi. Oke, misalkan saya gambarkan di sini. Nah, ini adalah misalkan dari titik, loncat ya. Misalkan dari titik sini, lalu ke titik pertama lalu ke titik kedua. Di sini naiknya itu lumayan besar, ya kan? Berarti itu bisa dikatakan climb. Tapi kalau dari 2 ke 1, dia bisa dikatakan fall. Kalau misalnya grow, bedanya apa, Bu? Gitu ya. Kalau misalnya grow, bedanya adalah dia itu misalkan ini adalah periodenya adalah periode A, lalu yang B ini adalah periode yang di kedua, sorry. Nah, jadi bedanya kalau grow itu di sini ada titiknya. Oke? Dia itu perlahan, ada gradualnya. Oke? Kalau misalnya climb atau decrease, climb atau fall itu langsung aja jatuh gitu. Ya. Lalu kalau growth selanjutnya kita punya di situ ada rise. Oke? Kalau misalnya rise, dia itu berarti naiknya adalah sedikit tapi dia sama dengan increase, oke? Rise dan decline itu sama dengan increase dan juga fall. Increase dan juga decrease. Dia naik, pokoknya naik aja gitu. Nggak terlalu signifikan ya biasa aja naiknya, oke? Selanjutnya, kalau misalnya, kalau misalnya di sini ada drop sama dip, ini bedanya apa gitu kan ya? Kalau misalnya drop, dia itu mirip dengan fall. Fall sama dip itu mirip. Kalau misalnya drop, fall sama drop itu mirip. Lalu bawahnya drop itu ada dip. Dip itu turun sedikit. Okay? This is a slight increase. Slight decrease, I mean. Jadi di sini ada slight. Slight itu artinya adalah sedikit turunnya. Oke? Okay? Selanjutnya adalah this is the example of London Underground stations passengers that you can say, yeah, what is your general statement about the data at a glance? So you can say the graph, ya, subjeknya tetap graph, lalu ada predikatnya yaitu adalah shows atau illustrates. Bedanya apa? Sama aja. Oke. Okay? The next one is how passengers numbers, and then do you have grow, increase, climb, rise during rush hours. Rush hours itu artinya adalah jam-jam sibuk. Okay? And then please have a look at the increase or the growth or the climb or the rise during rush hours. Yeah, rush hours is usually in the morning, yeah, when people are going to the office. And then you can have also the next rush hour that is in the evening or afternoon after the working hours ends, right? So you can say, for example, that the rush hour, the first rush hour is from 7 to 8 can be, or 7 to 9 also. But you can focus on, because we have grow, increase, climb, and rise here. Kalau naik berarti naiknya adalah dari jam 7 ke jam 8. Okay? From 7 to 8, please have a look. You have the starting point is 200, and then at 8 a.m. you have 400. So it is 2 times. It is double. The number of the passenger is double from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. So we can say, for example, it climbs, it rise, it's also okay. Kenapa kok di sini itu grow? Grow-nya adalah gini, ada rentangan waktunya dari jam 7 sampai jam 8. Misalkan jam 7 lebih 10, jam 7 lebih 20, 15, dan seterusnya, itu berarti kan ada titik-titiknya itu naik-naiknya kan ada di setiap menitnya bisa jadi naik toh. Nah, itulah kenapa kita pakai grow. Oke. Kalau increase dipakainya adalah kalau kalian fokusnya adalah pokoknya dari jam 7 sampai 8 naik gitu aja. Naiknya gimana nanti ada penjelasannya di setelah ini. Selanjutnya adalah di sini ada climb. Kenapa kok bisa dikatakan climb? Karena ini 2 kali lipat. Oke. Kenapa kok di sini bisa rise? Karena dia itu dari titik satu ke titik yang lain lumayan tinggi juga nilainya. Oke, sama-sama naiknya. Cuma kalau misalnya kita mengatakan ada sunrise, sunrise itu kan muncul dia dari kosong sampai ke satu titik gitu. Bandingkan sama, please compare with the second sentence. You have the graph shows or illustrate how passengers number fall or decrease or drop, decline, dip when rush hour has ended. Nah, kalau misalnya di sini kita fokusnya adalah tetapkan subjeknya adalah the graph and then shows illustrate how passengers numbers. Kita fokusnya tetap di numbers dulu. Cuma di sini adalah tren turunnya ketika rush hour has ended. Berarti rush hour-nya itu sudah selesai. Nah, rush hour sudah selesai itu kira-kira di jam berapa di sini? Oke. Bisa jadi adalah kalian mulainya dari jam 8 sampai jam 10 dari sini ke sini. Oke? Dia kan turunnya banyak kan? Misalnya kalian mengatakan bahwa ini fall. Kalau fall berarti dari jam 8 ke jam 10. Dari 400 ke 200 ini kita bisa katakan fall karena apa? Lebih dari 50% gitu. Oke? Kalau misalnya decrease, decrease itu pokoknya in general, penurunannya itu in general berarti kalian mengatakan itu decrease. Lalu kenapa kok ini bisa dikatakan drop? Bisa juga karena fall sama drop itu sama gitu ya. Decline bisa juga karena decrease sama decline itu juga sama, pokoknya turun gitu loh. Lalu kenapa kok di sini bisa dikatakan dip, Bu? Nah, di sini ada dip-nya itu karena dia turunnya adalah langsung dalam 2 atau 1 titik. Pokoknya langsung misalkan setelah rame, setelah itu di periode berikutnya langsung ngedrop. Nah, itu bisa dikatakan dip. Oke. Ketika rush hour has ended. Nah, ini juga sama kan dengan yang di bagian belakang-belakang. Oke. Next one is for describing the trends. Here are the some tips. Okay. The first one is going into details. You need to describe in detail particular aspect of the data that prove the point that you are trying to make in the essay. So please focus on the details that you want to describe. You do not need, as in the previous slide, yeah, you do not need, for example, at 6 a.m. we have 100 passengers. At 7 a.m. we have 200 passengers. 8 a.m. we have 400 passengers. Not like that one. Do not say every detail like this. So you can say, for example, from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. we have an increase for about 100 passengers. So I think that this is a significant increase from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. But we have the number of passengers are climbing from 7 to 8 a.m. and so on, gitu. Langsung aja, pokoknya misalkan dari jam 7 sampai jam 8 itu trennya seperti apa, dari jam 8 ke jam 10 trennya seperti apa. Boleh ada titik-titik yang tertentu yang bisa di-skip, langsung aja trennya seperti apa, oke? The next one is, to do this, you can use a verb and adverb. Okay. For example, sales rose sharply. Jadi kenaikannya seperti apa gitu. Kenaikannya tajam berarti sales rose sharply. Or an adjective and a noun, this is normally used with there is or there are. Jadi ada kenaikan, so there is an increase, there is a sharp increase, for example. And then you can say there was or were or there has been or there have been. What is the difference? So this one is simple, simple past, while this one is present perfect. Do you remember the difference? So if you are discussing about the graph, of the past, from the previous period of the past, so you can use simple past tense. If you compare the trends of the graph from the past to now, so you can use present perfect. Get it? Kalau misalnya periodenya sudah habis, semuanya di masa lalu, maka kita pakainya adalah simple past. Tapi kalau kita membandingkan antara fakta yang ada di masa lalu sampai di masa lalu dibandingkan dengan fakta yang ada di masa sekarang, so you can say present perfect. For example, there was a sharp rise in sales. So you can use an adjective and a noun that is slightly more formal. Okay. Here are the list of the adjectives that you can use. The first one is dramatic. Dramatic, sharp, substantial, considerably, significant, slight, and consistent. What is the difference? Okay, dramatic and sharp is the same. Okay, dramatic and sharp is the same. Dramatis atau tajam itu sama. Substantial and considerable is similar. Substantial and considerable itu artinya adalah lumayan tinggi naiknya. Oke, kalau signifikan berarti dia tinggi naiknya. Kalau misalnya slight itu berarti sedikit. Oke. Lalu kalau konsisten berarti dia dari waktu ke waktu itu kenaikannya itu terus naik gitu. Oke. Saya ulang kembali, dramatic and sharp itu naiknya tajam. Kalau naik tajam itu biasanya paling enggak ya 50% dari poin sebelumnya itu kenaikannya. Kalau substantial atau considerable itu pokoknya dia sekitar seperempatnya atau around it lah. Kalau signifikan, pokoknya kalian merasa bahwa itu naiknya lumayan tinggi, Bu, mungkin separuhnya kali bisa jadi gitulah. Itu bisa kita gunakan untuk signifikan. Kalau misalnya naiknya itu kurang dari seperempatnya, seperempat dari poin sebelumnya, maka kita mengatakan itu slight atau sedikit. Oke? Lalu di sini kita juga bisa melihat adalah the speed of change. Kalau misalnya dia itu perubahannya cepat, so you can say rapid. Apa bedanya rapid sama quick? Rapid dan quick itu lebih cepat rapid. Gitu. Kalau misalnya rapid ini biasanya hitungannya hanya menitan atau jam. Kalau quick ini lumayan cepat, tapi dia gimana ya? Dia takes time gitu aja. Kalau Swift, Swift ini dia perubahan. Dia misalkan dari perubahan A ke B ini beda. For example adalah kalau kalian mengatakan es itu meleleh dalam jangka waktu 1 jam. So you can say a swift. Okay. And then the next one, you can have slow, berarti dia pelan. Kalau misalnya steady, itu berarti sama dengan konsisten. Oke. Kalau misalnya dia itu secara bertahap, dia itu dalam setiap waktu misalkan jangka waktu 1 tahun berat badan saya naik itu 10 kilo misalkan. Nah, itu kalau misalnya tahun 2020, 2019 itu naik 10 kilo, 2020 juga naik 10 kilo, berarti itu adalah steady, oke. Kalau immediate berarti mendadak. Contohnya adalah in 1 week, my body weight is increasing for about 10 kilograms, so it will be immediate, mendadak gitu ya. Next one, you can say for example the noun untuk kenaikan berarti rise, increase, recovery, sama growth. Kalau rise sama increase seperti tadi ya sama, growth itu berarti naiknya perlahan berdasarkan certain period of time, and then you can have also recovery. Kalau recovery, it means that after falling, it starts to climb or to increase. Jadi setelah turun dia naik perlahan, berarti dia bisa dikatakan recovery. Okay. The next one is you can have a look at this uh, vocabulary. So we start from the verbs. Kalau misalnya kalian pakai kata kerja. So the first one is rise, increase, recover, go up, and grow. Saya rasa sama ya seperti yang sebelumnya saya katakan. Kalau misalnya di sini ada verb, ya berarti penjelasnya dari verb itu adalah and verb. Berarti itu adalah keterangan tambahan dari verb. Ya. Hal yang sederhana kalau misalnya kita mempelajari grammar seperti ini itu adalah dengan mengecek bahwa kalau misalnya rise ini dia tempatnya adalah setelahnya subjek, maka kita bisa memastikan bahwa itu adalah predikat. Okay. The next one is if verb it is must be followed by adverb. So adverb is ended with li. Get it? Okay. Endingnya cuma li aja. So dramatic menjadi dramatically, sharp, sharply, substantial, substantially, and so on. It also applicable to the adverb that shows speech of change. So you can have rapidly, quickly, swiftly, slowly, suddenly, and immediately. The next point is, the next point is which tense should I use? Nah, biasanya yang bingung ini bagian tenses ya. Kenapa kok saya harus pakai simple present, kapan saya pakai simple past, lalu present perfect. So you can say, for example, if it is simple present, you can use simple present for describing current trends. Misalkan trends-nya itu menurut kalian apakah itu akan menjadi habits atau tidak? Kira-kira itu akan menjadi rutin atau tidak? Oke, kalau misalnya kenaikan ini adalah sesuatu kenaikan yang rutin, so you can use simple present. Tetapi kalau tren ini hanya berlaku di masa lalu tapi sekarang sudah enggak, berarti kita bisa mengatakan bahwa itu adalah simple past. The next one, kalau misalnya kita membandingkan dari tren di masa lalu dengan tren di masa sekarang, so we can use present perfect. Okay. Bisa dipahami dari sini ya, kalau misalnya dari sekarang, ya, kalau misalnya kenaikannya itu pokoknya adalah recent atau current, saat-saat ini, baru-baru ini, so you can say simple present. Kalau simple past itu biasanya ada satu titik waktu yang disebutkan di grafiknya, itu in the past. Kalau present perfect berarti adalah dari dulu sampai sekarang. You compare between the fact from the past and the present. Okay. Next one is, so you can say for the example here is the passengers numbers, and then you can say rose naiknya gimana? Considerably. between 6 a.m. and 8 a.m. with a rise of travelers from 100 to 400. Nah, di sini kita membandingkannya adalah dari jam 6 ke jam 8. Dari poin ini ke poin ini. Right? Kalau misalnya dari 100 ke 400, ini sudah berkali-kali kan, berarti dia dikatakan sebagai rise. Considerably, berarti dia itu signifikan, lumayan signifikan kan naiknya. Oke. Saya rasa kalian jangan terlalu, do not got confused with the every words ya. Kapan bu pakai rose, kapan pakai increase bla bla bla. So feel free. Pokoknya itu naik, berarti kalian bisa menggunakan semuanya itu. Pokoknya dia signifikan. Oke, kalau naiknya cuma sedikit ya slight increase. Kalau naik aja increase. Kalau misalnya naiknya signifikan, rose, climb, and so on. Okay. The next one is the second alternative is the number of underground travelers increases significantly between the hours of 6 and 8 a.m. peaking at 400 passengers. Nah, di sini kan increase disamakan dengan rose tadi, right? Significantly di sini disamakan dengan considerably, oke? Okay? Nah, jamnya tetap from 6 to 8 a.m. The next one is peaking at. Peaking at itu artinya adalah dia itu naiknya di topnya, puncak kenaikannya itu berapa? So, peaking at 400 passengers. So, you have peaking. Kenapa kok di sini ada at, Bu? Kenapa? Karena we have the exact number of the passengers. Jumlahnya dari passengernya sudah pasti. Pas itu berapa? Makanya kita pakai at. Kalau it, at, on, itu biasanya masih ada sekitar around-nya. Sekitar berapa? Gitu. Oke. Okay? The next one is describing the down trends using nouns and adjectives. I think that this is quite similar with the up trends using the noun and adjective. So you can say this one, yeah, for the change, amount of change, and then this one from the speech of change. Yeah, but the difference is you can use fall, decrease, decline, and dropping off. Kalau misalnya fall sama dropping off itu sama, decrease sama decline itu sama. Okay. The next one is, so the verbs, yeah. If you use the verbs, I think that it is also similar with the noun. So fall itu sama dengan drop off, decrease, decline, go down itu bertahap turunnya. Oke, selanjutnya adalah you can say, for example, if you are talking about amount of change, so you can say fall dramatically. But if you talk about the speed of the change, so you can say fall rapidly. Oke, kalau misalnya turunnya itu tajam, berarti so you can say decrease sharply or decrease quickly if you talk about the change. Oke, silakan dipilih aja, nanti kurang lebihnya akan sama. Next one is which stance should use? Okay, it is also with similar with the previous descriptions. That is, if you talk about the current or the recent trend, so you use simple present. Okay, so in simple present, as usual, we have false without s and fall with s. And then for simple past, we have verb to, right? And for present perfect, so we have has or have plus verb 3. Okay? Yeah. So please remember these patterns and learn by yourself. This is the example how you can describe about the downtrend. So the number of passengers declined consistently after 8 a.m. from 400 passengers down to 200 by 10 a.m. So you have decreased consistently. Kenapa kok di sini dikatakan konsisten? Karena dari jam 8 sampai 10 ini turun terus kan? Ya kan? Kalau turunnya terus berarti dia dianggap konsisten gitu. And then you can say from 400 down to menurun ke 200. Ya, by 10 a.m. Nah, by ini kenapa? Karena dia sudah memasuki jamnya. Next is passenger numbers of steadily after 8 a.m. to reach 200 by 10 a.m. You can say di sini adalah drop off. Kenapa dia dikatakan drop off? Karena turunnya sudah beberapa kali lipat, ya kan? Atau setidaknya satu kali lipat. So you can have drop off. Why do you have steadily? Karena dia turun terus, gitu. After 8 a.m. to reach 200 by 10 a.m. Oh yeah, you need to remember that you must be consistent with your use of tenses. Kalau misalnya menurut kalian ini adalah misalkan London Underground Station Passengers ini kan nggak ada tahunnya. Berarti kita anggapnya adalah dia masih current tense atau tense saat ini. So you can use simple present tense. Okay? But if you have London Underground Stations Passengers in 2018 or 2018, I mean, so you can use simple past. And then if you have the London Underground Station passengers, ya from years to years, dari tahun ke tahun, berarti kan endingnya nanti akan di tahun 2020, ya kan? Nah, itu nanti kalian harus menggunakannya adalah you can combine with the previous years, the trends of previous years, you can say in past tense. But if you compare the number of trends, the trends from to from 2009 to 2020, which is the current trend, so you can say that the you can say the trends that compare between the past and the present with present sorry, present past perfect present perfect tense. Sorry. Okay, agak belibet. The next one is how to describe the trend. So this one is remains steady. Okay, I missed this one. So remain steady must be here. Okay. The next one is fluctuate. Ya. Kalau naik turun berarti fluctuate. And then kalau misalnya increase slightly, sorry, it should be here. The next one is decrease dramatically is here, turunnya tajam. And then decrease slightly, ya, is this part. Ya, di sini itu adalah decrease slightly. And then this one is increase rapidly, correct? And then this is rise dramatically, the same. So increase rapidly is the same as rise dramatically. And then you can say decrease dramatically is plunge. Why we can say that it is a plunge? Karena itu adalah satu titik dia paling rendah, paling jatuh itu di mana? Itu dikatakan plunge. Okay. And then you can say drop suddenly. Drop suddenly itu pokoknya adalah turunnya langsung ke titik paling bawah dengan secara tiba-tiba. Next one, stay the same is this one. Okay. Stay the same berarti dia di tengah-tengah ini ya. Oke. Maaf karena ini ternyata di animasi mendadak dia hilang. Tidak rapi seperti ini. And then go up a little. Go up a little is the same as increase slightly, so it is here. And then go down slightly. Yeah, this part, yeah, is go down slightly. Dia turunnya sedikit. Okay. So if there is some changes, you can say up and down, okay? Fluctuate or fluctuations. But in general, you can say if there is no change, berarti kalau verb itu berarti flattened out. Tapi kalau flatten itu dijadikan noun, berarti dia flattening. Lalu kalau di sini ada verb-nya itu adalah stabilize, berarti di sini tambahkan ion menjadi stabilizations as the noun. Level of dia akan sama dengan leveling off. Oke. Nah, level of itu sama nggak ada sama dengan stabil-stabil aja. Kenapa kok dia levelnya off? Karena dia nggak naik turun. Kalau turun level berarti dia decrease. Kalau naik level berarti increase gitu ya. Hold steady berarti dia juga tetap aja remain stable, not change, continue to be stable itu sama aja. Oke. Lalu, tapi kalau misalnya naik turun, berarti itu adalah fluctuate atau there is a fluctuations. Kalau misalnya dia itu sudah ada di titik tertinggi dari semuanya, berarti dia itu adalah it, the number of passengers peaks at 8 a.m. for example, or the peak of number of passengers is at 8 a.m. So here are the list of the simple present, simple past, and present perfect. I think that you have known that the flattened can also edit with s, and then for the past, et, and then have had plus verb 3. Okay. I think that all of these list of vocabulary ends with the regular verbs. It means that it only ended with et. Dia exclusions atau pengecualiannya hanya di stable. Stable itu nggak ada, dia verb 1, verb 2, verb 3-nya tetap stable. Okay? The next one is describing other trends. Nah, kalau misalnya trends yang lain, gimana menjelaskannya? So, you can say, for example, passenger numbers peak at 8 a.m., reaching mencapai 400 and again later in the afternoon at 6 a.m. Jadi kalian bisa membandingkan misalkan adalah tren kenaikannya itu puncaknya adalah di sini ada 2 titik puncaknya, Bu. Saya ingin mendeskripsikan dua titik tinggi itu dalam satu kalimat boleh. So passengers peak at 8 a.m. and then you can compare with the next one that is 6 a.m. Okay, so the next one is the number of travelers using the underground peak during the morning and evening rush at 8 a.m. and 6 a.m. when they reach 400. Saya rasa ini dua-duanya ini sama, cuma dia beda diksi itu aja. Okay? But the next one is you must be remembered to be consistent with your use of tenses. Okay. The next one is you can say about the conclusions. That is, passenger numbers fluctuate considerably throughout the day, recording the biggest fluctuation between rush hours. Di sini ada fluktuasi. Fluktuasinya itu lumayan signifikan. Selama kapan? The day. And then, lalu poin tertingginya di mana? Between rush hours, gitu. Atau you can say the exact number. Passenger numbers fluctuated significantly during the day, picking up from 100 and dropping off to 100. Nah, di sini fluktuasinya signifikan, ya, dari nilai yang paling tinggi, angka yang paling tinggi adalah 400 and dropping off jatuhnya adalah di 100. And finally, yeah, you can use the following phrases for showing your summing up or your conclusions. So you can say in summary, we can see that blah, blah, blah. To sum up, sama aja ya. In conclusion, it can be seen that it can be concluded from the data or information that blah, blah, blah. Overall, the data shows, indicate, and suggest. Itu semuanya sama ya. Pokoknya di dalam garis miring itu semuanya adalah sinonim. Summarizing the findings, so it can be seen that blah, blah, blah. Okay. overall, it appears that the blah blah blah. Okay. So here are the example of the conclusions of London Underground station passengers. In summary, we can see that the busiest time on the London Underground are 8 a.m. and at 6 p.m. The quietest time are 6 a.m., 4 p.m., and after 8 p.m. Passengers numbers remain quite steady during the day. So you can use for example, busiest. Anda berbandingan. Ya, jadi yang paling sibuk itu kapan, lalu yang paling sepi itu kapan. So you can use the comparisons. Ya, comparison and contrast. So you can remember about this one, busy, and then busier, and then busiest. Okay. Kalau misalnya masih, kalau paling akhirannya est, kalau lebih berarti er, or you can say more, yeah, more and most. Yeah, so you can use about that one. Please use the compare and comparisons. Okay. That's all my explanations about how to describe a chart or graph or table. So the next one is, please study the material that I have posted on the Google Classroom, and then I will give you the review after you finish the task on the Google Classroom. Next one, yeah, please kindly wait for my further video, my next video that is for giving you the clues for final exam. Okay? Thank you so much for your attention. Good luck.